Mom, why won't you let me watch the
Dexperience.
Ooh. Welcome to another band episode of
Digimon
Dexperience.
Today we will be discussing the good old, very infamous band episode, Electric Solder Porygon.
Why was this episode banned?
That's the one that gave kids seizures.
Whoa, that's
Like something like 800 kids in Japan,
So
700
many.
kids in Japan. That's
Crazy.
really bad.
But before we we get into it, let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
You're listening with Logan.
And Harry.
Oliver.
And Dennis.
Do 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 do.
Something I learned, didn't know, is that after this episode aired, that the whole show went off the air for 4 months.
4 months.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no idea.
Big break.
This is probably the most famous banned episode of anime ever.
Well, because it was the first one to ever cause seizures, and the only one probably, because they had to do 4 months of research basically to work out what the hell caused the problem.
Crazy, yeah.
Well, I don't think they probably figured out in like the first month or two.
Yeah,
or
but
something
yeah.
like that.
But then they would have had to correct it.
Yeah,
and then,
set out
like,
countermeasures to like probably every animation studio in the entire world.
Literally
Yeah.
every animation studio all over the world,
Yeah.
and in video games as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite
Cyberpunk 77
quite,
included.
It's
quite
very
historical.
Yeah, it's very historical, and like although as tragic as what happened, it's good that it also happened because we learned from it.
And thankfully,
Definitely.
no death.
No deaths.
No
No
de-
deaths.
But if this had gone, I reckon,
If it had killed a kid,
if it had killed a kid
yeah.
or got aired in America, because then there would have been way more kids
watching.
watching, then I reckon 4 kids maybe would have at least stopped the dub.
That probably would have been the
Yeah.
end of Pokemon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Possibility.
this literally could have. We would be talking about what, like Digimon.
We
or
wouldn't be
something.
we would not be talking about Digimon.
Because like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
every other band episode
Sometimes
we've
too.
watched
Yeah.
has been banned because of like more cultural impacts.
or cultural or socio-political
Yeah.
or something like that. This is banned purely because of the seizures.
Like health.
Actually,
Yeah.
health risks. Which
And
is
it was
crazy.
like, it was completely, I assume, unintentional. It's a freak accident I guess, but it's like
yeah.
affected everything. Like even now, like when they show like Dragon Ball Z fights, or in America on television, they slow down the fighting scenes. You know how when they're fighting, they're like, like lots of different punches and frames of animation. They slow it down so that it's just one shot.
And even to when Cyberpunk came out, there was no seizure warnings on there.
Yeah.
And they said there should have been.
We still need a long way to go, I think.
Yeah.
Because the main thing was the blue and red crossing over quite quickly.
Yeah.
That's what caused it all.
42 times a second, I think they said.
Yeah, which
ridiculous.
Crazy.
24 frames,
There you go.
which is quite.
That's
It's a frame rate for a movie.
yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and also we don't recommend anyone listening watches it.
But if you are gonna watch it in a well lit room
Yeah.
and as far away as you can comfortably sit from your TV.
And preferably with company,
Yes.
just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
If you are prone to seizures as well, we would recommend don't watching
watch
it.
Just
Yeah,
period.
But just period. we
Um,
are asking no
yeah.
one to watch it because technically it's illegal
Yeah.
as well.
So we found
No,
like a pretty
do
good
not watch.
quality version of it online.
we got a
Did
really
we?
good, it was really good.
It's great quality.
So
No. How did we find it? We don't know. Guys, you're admitting to a crime.
We're reviewing the episode.
Yeah, but we don't.
It's
We,
like-
We're gonna review the episode without watching it?
there's a
What
way
do you
that we
expected?
could have watched it.
it's cultural like commentary. This is like it's a historic moment.
This is education
Yeah.
for our listeners.
Because like
I just don't think we should be admitting to breaking the law.
We're not breaking the law. We
We're
just
not.
gotta found a way to watch it.
It was
Oliver.
released.
How did we find that way?
Well, Oliver, we were just sitting there, and then I swear to God, my TV got a mind of its
Just
own.
turned on. My phone was
turned
like,
Think
whoa.
that's what we should have done.
It was like Rotom just like went
what we
oh
did.
Porygon.
Correct.
Aha!
And,
Porygon
like,
went into
Oh.
the TV and put it on.
also, Porygon unfortunately got caught in the crossfires.
Yes.
of-
No, it wasn't even his fault.
no.
Justice for Porygon.
So
Yeah,
after
get rid of
this-
Pikachu
After
and
this
replace him
episode,
with Porygon.
Porygon 2 and Porygon Z does not show up in any animation.
Wow.
Yes.
Nothing.
Jeepers.
With the caveat that like I think Porygon appeared briefly in one thing,
Oh yeah.
like, and then it also showed up at the intro of some movies.
Yeah, yeah,
behind,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
in some movies, but otherwise Porygon's never been like a focus of any episode.
Real shame.
Poor guy.
What about the cards?
Yeah, still on the cards.
His cards.
Still on cards. Yeah.
But let's dial back a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's have
Before
a bit
we
of a
get into the
before we
juicier
really
bits.
really get into it, and let's have a fun game.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I've got
Which-
a good old-fashioned game for
There we
us.
go.
Oh, what game is this?
I've got us. I'm going to do the classic guess that Pokemon.
Whoa!
So we're going to go first to 3 like we always do.
Is it Rowlet?
That's a move.
So that's that. Well, first of all, can you guys give me your buzzers so I know who's who?
Wow, wow.
Is it a Pokemon buzzer?
Nah, it's just.
Make it a Pokemon.
Oh, wow, we were.
What
come
Pokemon
back,
is that?
Come back to me.
Oh my god.
Wobbuffet.
Okay.
Tauros.
Okay.
What noise
What?
does Tauros make, guys?
Taurus just makes like bull
Taurus.
noises.
Tauros.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's
That's
all
all
right.
right. That's all right.
go.
I'll be Porygon.
Okay,
Classic.
one more time.
Wobbuffet.
Tauros.
Porygon.
Okay. So you can interrupt me at any time.
Taurus.
Okay.
Is it Leech Seed?
Inflicts
Inflicts.
damage and has no secondary effect. Okay.
Porygon.
Yep.
Tackle.
Nah. It was in Generation 1
Wobbuffet.
to 7. It's not in Generation 8. Yep.
Oh. Nope.
That helps.
Don't forget about me.
Porygon.
Does
Porygon.
damage.
Yep.
Pound.
Nah. Does no damage to opponents with the bulletproof ability.
Oh.
Oh.
Bulletproof.
Oh.
That prevents like bullet shots.
Actually, this might help as well.
Okay.
Can also be used as part of a contest spectacular combination, with the user
Doesn't
gaining an extra 4 appeal points if the move Soft Boiled was used in the prior
Oh,
turn.
Wobbuffet.
Yep.
Egg bomb.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a Gen 1 move?
One.
Oh,
yeah. Execute.
execute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Execute. Executor.
I was
Okay.
thinking
And also
nice.
Chansey.
Yeah.
Inflicts a random amount of damage varying between 1 damage
Wobbuffet.
Yep.
Oh no, it's not it. But magnitude.
Nah. And varying between 1 damage and 1.5 times the user's level.
Oh,
Wobbuffet.
Yep.
Present.
Nah.
Porygon.
Yep.
Psybeam.
Nope.
Tauros.
Yep.
Nightshade.
Nah.
Wobbuffet.
What?
Psywave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Psywave can
you
do
were close,
more
Dennis.
than the-
Yeah.
Close,
Okay,
buddy.
he's already on 2. Okay, here we go.
So that's the 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And flex damage. Oh, I've already done that one. I think I've done very similar ones. I'll do this one. Oh, here's actually a good one.
Okay.
Will randomly change the user's current type to any type that either resists or is
Wobbuffet.
Yeah.
Camouflage.
nah, that either resists or is immune to the type of last.
Wobbuffet.
Tauros.
Yes, Harry?
Conversion 2.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
We talked about that
well
before.
done.
We did talk about
Yeah,
before.
that was in this show episode actually.
Oh,
Conversion.
clean sweep.
Yeah, Harry
Yeah,
just
I
absolutely
was-
destroyed.
No,
Do you guys
I don't
want
want to be
one?
that guy, but I
Do you
was,
want to give him a 1 so
Ah,
they
yeah,
can get a
let's-
second place?
Yeah, we'll go for
Okay.
second place. This is it.
You're going down.
Okay. Replaces the user's ability with the target's ability.
Taurus.
Porygon.
Yes, Oliver. was
Ability
first.
swap.
Nah. Dennis, what were you going to say?
Oh, Taurus.
Heart swap.
Nah.
Skill
Oliver?
swap.
Nah.
Oh. Rob Porygon.
Yes, Dennis.
Reversal.
Nah.
Could you read it out again?
Replaces the user's ability with the target's
Taurus.
ability. Yep.
Mummy.
Nah. Bypasses accuracy checks to always hit unless the target is in the semi-invulnerable turn of a move such as Dig or Fly.
Wobbuffet.
Yeah, Harry.
That simple beam.
Nah.
What gen did it come out in?
It was in Gen 1.
What?
Oh, no, Gen 3 to 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then from Gen 5 onward, now displays the ability the user had before using Rule Play. Now fails if the target has the same ability as the user.
Oh, I think I might know it.
I don't know.
Wait, what
It
does it
is-
start with?
What? No.
Wait, no. I'll give you. It is a psychic type move.
Yeah.
Taurus?
Doesn't it? Yep.
Ability swap. Oh,
No.
did I say that?
Do you want the Japanese translation for the
Yeah,
move?
sure.
Change appearance. The Japanese translation.
What?
Change appearance.
Wobbuffet.
Yeah, Harry.
Role play.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay,
was
that's
thinking
something
Still need
I've
that.
heard
second
of that
place.
move.
Here we go. You guys should get this one.
What move? I've never heard of that move.
Because Abreg usually carries it.
Oh.
Oh.
Actually, no, that's a really common move. That's like got like a normal. I'm
I
trying
think you
to
should
find
choose a
Scratch.
common one.
No, but it has like heaps of ability. Okay, inflicts damage and fuck, that has the same one as heaps. Okay, here you go. I'm just gonna do this one.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Causes all accuracy checks against the target to ignore any changes to the target's evasion stages.
Wait.
If from this move a target is a ghost type Pokemon, it also removes the target's immunity to fighting type and normal type moves.
Porygon?
Yep.
Lock on?
Tauros.
Yep.
Odor Sleuth.
Yeah.
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 All that work to get second place.
Second
Now we're gonna move on to Electric
Solder Porygon.
Digital monsters, Digimon are champions.
While you're mentioning that,
Digimon,
I would love to
digital
pitch.
monsters, Digimon
While you're mentioning
are
that,
champions.
I would love to pitch that we should review the original Digimon movie.
Nope.
Let us know if
Don't you
you're
need to
keen,
watch the
Dexter.
series?
Nah,
It's
you're
a-
right.
You're
fine.
Digimon's bad.
Kinda.
You're right. You're okay.
I guess so, yeah.
There's no like important story stuff. It's just knowing the characters.
Yeah.
Let us know though.
Although, if you want to watch Digimon the movie, we should just watch Summer Wars, which is like the kind of like Digimon the movie, but without the IP, and it's like kind of a bit better because it's its own thing, right? Because it's made by the same guy that directed it.
But it's not Digimon.
I know. So I don't know.
Should we do should we start with our bottom lines?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I actually haven't thought of one yet.
Yeah, me neither. You got one, Dennis?
okay,
You
I've got one.
always
We'll
gone
go
with
down
it.
this way.
Much like Phoenix Wright, I will just roll with it.
Take it down.
Sometimes you can literally kill people being the IT guy.
Bottom line for this week's episode. There be Team Rocket in the PC, and
What?
it raises some moral questions.
Moral questions.
Thank
Mm.
Bottom line, why does 90s interpretation of computer worlds look so funky?
My bottom
That's a
line
far better one
is
than mine.
Yeah.
technology is dangerous.
Just leave it there.
Whoa.
It will consume us
Thank
all.
you.
Kill us
Guys, I
all.
need to get better at these bottom
Thanks,
lines.
Elon Musk.
I feel like my first few were pretty good, but
Yeah.
it's just
You gotta go back and listen
They're
to them.
good.
You're like,
They're
shum
good.
shlum.
You're just thinking about it too much. Like whenever I do it, I'm just like, oh,
First
I
thing
have
that comes to your
nothing,
mind.
and then I just like just say it.
Yeah.
Like
I need to do some improv
that's a life
classes.
lesson, Oliver.
This episode
Live in the
was-
moment.
Thank you.
So this episode, I got like I think if this episode was slowed down and stuff, and it was fine to watch,
Yeah.
I think it would just be a normal episode,
Yeah.
Were you gonna say
mediocre.
really-
I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
say.
You're gonna, I could tell.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good episode.
I put my ball in the mediocre park.
Oh, all
Really?
right. Looks like it's 2 against 2.
Because
Yeah,
it's not that
this
like
was-
it's not really.
This was the first
Yeah.
movie, not movie. This is the first like episode where their lives are literally in mortal peril. They've like never been in situations where the stakes are
Ash
so
has
high.
nearly drowned a handful of times.
Oh yeah, and
Rock fell off a bridge.
I guess they were in that
Ash fell off a
Saint
cliff.
Anne.
and
Yeah, yeah.
You say that, yeah? Were they
Yeah.
The whirlpool.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
stranded on the islands?
okay, they are in regular mortal peril, I guess.
It's a
But
problem
this
for
was-
10-year-old kids,
yeah.
but you know.
I guess this is the first time they've been. This felt like a movie to me. Like
Yeah, actually,
That's
and
wild,
saying
though,
I
yeah.
said it was mediocre, which I kind of will. I think me and Oliver
Yeah.
think for the same reason. But this episode didn't feel. It felt like a 10 minutes instead of like a 20-ish minute episode.
yeah, 'cause
Really?
It just
Yeah.
flew by.
Yeah,
right?
even the second time when I watched it, because when Oliver hadn't watched it yet, calling out Oliver for that.
We
Uh,
watched it an hour ago.
I was playing Call of Duty this morning. So I didn't
the
have
second time
time
I watched it, it still like only felt like 10 minutes. But I think that's also because I was actively like trying to see where all the seizure points.
Yeah, was it just
Yeah.
because
So-
you're waiting for the seizure moments? That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
To-
So like, did you before we did anyone get any like headaches or anything?
I got some eye pain, but again, I watched it on my phone quite close up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure
So it
if
was on me.
have I got any actual eye pain or if it's like
a mass
Placebo.
hysteria.
like a
type thing.
placebo type,
Yeah.
Yeah,
eye type
sure.
pain.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same because I did feel like my eyes are a bit tired. But
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
and even right now, like I feel a little sick, but I'm sure that's from our conversation before. Not
We talked about a little toilet humor.
A secret
type stuff.
sound, guys. Listen out for it.
not yet.
What
Not
does
if the
that
person
mean?
that is concerned with gives us permission for it.
If
Whoever
someone
that may be.
emails us at the dexperiencepodcast@gmail.com and pleads for
The story?
the story, then maybe we'll release it.
We will
Live,
reveal it
yeah.
at the Dexperience live show.
If someone emails us about it, we will reveal it at the show.
Hey, remember what I said before? That I don't consent.
not you, Oliver.
Yeah, well, Oliver.
Guys, it's me, and we had a conversation
we kept it
about
very vague.
not.
Could have been about
changed
me.
Yeah.
Hey, are we recording the live show?
Yeah.
There you go. That's news.
Really?
Yeah, we were going to set it all up before.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're recording it.
We actually,
Yeah.
side note, but Ashford need to set out like a day when we can go to J&M's before it opens. To
Sound check.
sound check
Good
/ make sort out with all the chords and stuff to make
Yeah,
sure
let's
we
do it.
can.
Oh no, it'll be doable.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
It should be doable. We might need like a mat or
But
something.
it'd be
for the
good, like
cables.
maybe do a practice. run
Yeah,
in there.
practice run. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
of course.
That's cool.
I just wanted to say overall, for this episode, just like as like an overall thing, it doesn't feel like a Pokemon episode to me.
Yeah, that is
Right.
maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
it feel
yeah.
like? What kind of thing?
I struggled to like think of it as Pokemon.
Was it because it was in Japanese when we watched
No,
it?
because I haven't had that problem with the other Japanese
Yeah.
episodes. It was just because it's fully.
It
like,
was
a
more
complete,
like an
like-
action movie.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there was a lack of Pokemon battles. Like all you saw was the Porygons go at it.
And that wasn't
Yeah,
even
just
really.
like
They're
the
not
yeah.
even. They're
PC
almost.
and-
Oliver said it before. Like they're barely Pokemon.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Porygon's
And I was like,
reason,
wait,
yeah.
of course they're Pokemon. But now thinking about it, that battle didn't feel like a Pokemon battle because
No.
they just kept
They were
charging at each other.
turning into things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt more like. Do you only Harry will know this, but do you know Dialga Palkia, like that generation of movies?
Yeah.
Like Giratina especially, because it felt like they were in another world.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
oh, fun tidbit. Do you know like all those like they use like the link cable kind of look for the transferring Pokemon around?
Oh, that's cool.
In the digital world, Digimon of like with all the cables and stuff. It's like the link cable aesthetic.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear like digital world, I think of "Don't hug me, I'm scared."
Amazing.
Oh, let's review the whole 6
Oh,
videos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We could do a whole analysis
Let's
video.
be creative.
Should we go through the episode?
Yeah,
do it.
so it starts with the gang. It doesn't say what town they're in it.
Matcha City.
Okay.
Like
there you
green
go.
tea.
Yeah.
Matcha
And
tea.
then the heading. Pikachu wants to go to
The Pokemon Center.
Center.
Because he's tired and he's like dressed as an old
Everyone
person.
needs breaks,
It's cute
you
as
know?
fuck.
Yeah, so he goes off. They go to the Pokemon Center, and there's some trouble going on. And Nurse Joy is like going all over the place, like freaking out.
Yeah.
Do you remember what her?
Yeah, she had an orange cross, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was just like, yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
onto it.
I love how Nurse Joy's freaking out in this episode because real nurses in real life would have been receiving phone calls like this
Oh, yeah.
about like
Whoa.
their kids watching this Pokemon episode.
Conspiracy. It was on
true.
purpose.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. That's
Yeah.
So true.
They just wanted to really immerse the viewer.
Can you imagine
into-
being like a
Performative
nurse,
art.
not knowing probably much about Pokemon at all, getting a phone call from like a parent being like, "Oh my god, my kid is having a seizure after watching Pokemon."
We were just watching the
Yeah.
show, yeah.
After an electric man
After watching a cartoon.
bolted a missile,
like-
my kid's having a seizure.
Well, it's like I think it was leading up to a moment like this, wasn't it? Because like Pokemon was super popular at the time,
Yeah.
and it was
Pokemania. Everyone
I
would
have
know
it here
yeah.
actually. Oh, so I'll just quickly. Electric Soldier Porygon. It aired on December 16th, 1997 at 6:30. So
In the
that's
morning,
like
or nighttime? In the
Nighttime.
morning, nighttime.
So it, over 37 stations, it aired to 4.6 million households
Oh boy.
in
Japan.
Really? That's a
And only-
lot.
Yeah.
And only
They must have
seven,
been so popular.
only
Yeah.
700 kids are
Yeah,
affected.
it could
That's
be a
still
lot.
quite a
but
lot of
could-
kids,
It's a
though.
lot of kids, yeah.
Yeah,
But
good
it could
point.
be worse.
4.6 million households?
Actually, it wasn't
Yeah.
just kids. It was like
Pokemania
from
was
like
crazy,
8 to
man.
like 50.
Absolutely crazy. Tired of Pokemon
Yeah, well,
popularity.
actually-
It was ridiculous.
And it's funny,
Gosh.
but it was on the news this episode, and then more people got seizures because the Japanese like media was showing.
How many? Wait,
It was
Yeah,
called
they
like
showed it again.
it was
yeah.
called like the Poke Shock or something. It was
Poke
it
Shock,
had a
yeah.
name.
what's the population?
Crazy.
What was the population of Japan?
I would have been. I don't know.
Probably still would have
Isn't
been
it like
insane.
20
It would have
million
been like
now.
we had the double millions somewhere.
So that's like, what, 1 in 3 households?
aired Pokemon.
Yeah.
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 That's insane,
Yeah.
right?
It was
Those are, like,
it was
crazy high
popular
numbers.
as hell, man.
Yeah, it's mental.
They got so big.
Like, only like,
There's a reason why it's still like one of the
Yeah.
It still is the biggest selling franchise.
Plus, like,
of all
there would
time.
have been 700 reported seizures. Imagine how many people just
Didn't
were
didn't
sick
report.
or like just
True.
felt gross.
Yeah. And maybe I feel like I remember growing up as a kid, my parents were like, "Don't watch it so close to the TV," because I used to sit up super close to the TV.
Yeah.
Get square eyes.
And they used to be like, "Don't watch it so close." And I wonder, like, maybe kids were doing that as well, because if they were sitting so close to the TV,
It's made it worse.
that would have made it worse, covering all
definitely.
their whole vision.
Especially it was nighttime. So
Yes,
like, it would've
if they were
been
watching in a dark room, that would have been like so bad for these kids.
Some kids like, my parents are asleep. I'm gonna go downstairs and
Parents
watch
are
my
asleep at
6:30.
6:30.
Well, maybe they had it recorded on like a thing.
Imagine like watching it like pre-record on your VHS or something.
Yeah,
It's
you can record
like-
on a VHS. Yeah.
It was probably so much confusion about this episode when it first aired, because a lot of people maybe weren't so sure about like the cause of it. Like some people would have thought that it was like demonic, like The Ring or something.
Well,
Well, no, yeah, like
Well-
they said with the video at the end with the somehow mysterious clip we got.
Yeah.
It took them 4 months to figure it out. That
Yeah.
it was the red and blue flashing.
Yeah, the version we watched had like a little clip of an informational like section afterwards, kind of aimed at little kids to explain maybe the cause of it, which they did explain. It was like the radical shifts 20 minutes in from red to blue over a sustained period of time that covers the whole screen.
Yeah, that was the video that was aired before the first broadcast. Once they got back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 700 kids watched it. Then like it would have been a big thing at schools. So at least like everyone would have known like a couple of kids in their school probably who had a seizure
Yeah,
from
everyone would
Pokemon,
have
Oh,
probably
for
known
sure.
someone.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah, and imagine like if that happened now, if like on an episode of Game of Thrones or something,
Yes.
Whoa, that
it
would be
made
bad.
like gave people seizures.
So much more worse than leaving a Starbucks
Yeah.
cup in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awful how they did that.
If it happened to anyone else besides Pokemon that was linked to like Nintendo, that series or that anime would have just like
It would have gone.
it would have cancelled it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Pokemon was in the lucky situation of it being so popular that
Yeah.
Yeah.
they could have afforded to take the break because Networks would want that show on
Well,
because it's making them so much money.
They would have they would have like there would have been like serious like thingies like discussions and
Oh yeah, yeah.
government. The government was probably like they probably had to
were
have like a
involved.
big meeting with the
Yeah.
government.
Well, yeah, the government, the health ministry of Japan was super
Yeah.
involved in it.
They
Because
probably
it
would have
involved
been
the health
talking to
of
like
the
4
public.
kids as well.
Yeah,
about
for
it.
sure.
Would have been crazy.
And it would have like imagine what could you just imagine like where Pokemon might have been if this didn't happen?
we
Like
we might not even have the games.
Just even with TV itself would be if this didn't happen, like what would have been the franchise that would have caused the seizures,
That's a good
if
point,
any,
yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Something
And-
like Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z could have easily.
Naruto.
Mm.
But yeah, and like but imagine like what the trajectory of Pokemon could have been without this like setback. Like do you where would they have been? Cuz I remember we might talk about this when we get around to the movie, but the creative director for Pokemon had a whole different vision for the movie
Oh yeah.
from maybe what it turned out to be.
He had like
Oh,
a whole
crazy.
different vision for Pokemon in general.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
because
I've
of
heard of that.
and because of this stuff, then maybe they had to kind of toe the line, or they had more outside interference in
Yeah.
terms of that like story making process.
Mm.
And so like
Well, I guess if you compare the episodes before Porygon and after Porygon, is there that big of a shift in tone
it
and
wouldn't
stuff?
be not necessarily because you don't know how many stories they've already planned or storyboarded
That's
up to a certain point.
I mean, certainly with the storytelling, no, but animation styles,
Yeah.
like there definitely would have been.
I feel like once Johto came around, there was like a definite shift in storytelling, in how the episodes were structured or how they kind of presented everything, because that was when it had hit its like peak of Pokemania. That was the peak of Pokemania.
Johto was the peak.
We probably would have had games that would have had way more intense lights in the
Ah,
Pokemon
true.
games.
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon battles probably would have gotten way more
Well,
flashy.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
the virtual console releases of Red, Blue, and Yellow, they reduced the flashes of like certain moves, like Pikachu's Thunderbolt, for instance.
Oh,
Really? Just
Yeah,
based
I
off this?
always remember those being quite aggressive.
well, they've changed it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went back and changed the intro for the in some of these
The
episodes.
Japanese opening.
And in the and in the English opening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They
cool.
changed all the Pikachu stuff. And in one of the very first episode when there's those 20, 30 Pikachu.
Spearos,
Oh,
yeah.
Pikachu.
Yeah, and when there's just all those Pikachu and they all pile up in the very first episode or second episode, whatever, they changed that as well because it was super bright and
That's a
stuff.
good show.
Oh yeah, because they had that weird like slideshow thing where they were like four corners
Yeah.
and they showed like them jumping out and stuff rather than like cutting between them.
Yeah.
And they also, I think it's spirals. They found that spirals and like big patterns over the whole screen affected people as well. So they've been trying not to do that as well.
Well, it's safe to say that this has made TV safer for everybody.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
as I said before, with the unfortunate fallout of this, but luckily we got a resolution and a way to make viewing stuff more safer for everybody.
And they're certainly doing pretty good now.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Like I
think
believe this is the last banned episode. Like I don't think there's
For a
any
while.
more.
For
Is
a
there?
while.
Was there one?
They're
Do you
like
remember one?
like a couple in Johto.
Yeah.
And then there's
one Hoenn
in
and
black and white there was like a big earthquake that prevented like the second part of this two-parter from, and then they had to like completely derail this story essentially.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
look forward to that in 7 years.
I was like, I can't even think of like any other TV series in my head that like, and because like I've always known Pokemon had banned episodes,
Yeah.
but I can't think
Quite a lot
of
of
any
banned
other
episodes
TV
there.
series in my
Yeah.
entire life that has banned episodes.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah, that noise.
yeah, I don't know. That sounded like a doggy.
It's like you're in pain.
Because like,
Yeah.
can you guys think of anything? Like even like, I don't know.
Simpsons. The episode with Michael Jackson.
Family Guy's got a banned one.
But actually,
That's a
like
good
that's not that was that banned or just Disney Plus didn't
It
put
just
it on
stopped
there.
airing.
Well, they've taken it off of their listing, so it's essentially
Oh,
banned,
okay.
right?
Yeah, and then didn't Simpsons get rid of their Twin Towers episode at one point?
They
Maybe
they took it
immediately
off
after.
circulation for
Yeah,
a while, but I
yeah.
think it's
It's
back.
bad as back. Yeah, I saw it.
Family Guy has a banned one based around a very stereotypical Jewish lawyer.
Does South Park have any banned?
Where,
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, there are some episodes that they probably don't want to air a lot, like
South Park
the
don't.
ones that, South Park,
Oh,
like that feature Muhammad.
they
Actually-
have they
Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't banned,
they
but it, was,
censored Muhammad.
it
yeah.
had to be heavily censored.
Actually,
They probably
talking
censored
about
it.
Simpsons and South Park, they both spoof
They
do.
do.
this.
This was like probably the most publicity that Pokemon had gotten up until that point, I would say, in terms
Right.
of like its effect in the world.
yeah.
Like it was probably on TV everywhere. Like everyone knew about it.
Everyone probably still does like recognize. I would wonder if my parents
Hmm.
would know about the
Yeah.
about
Well,
the epilepsy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's the fact that these were people in animation as well, like
Yeah.
Simpsons and
Yeah.
South Park.
Yeah.
And they would have to have this set a huge precedent for the creation of that stuff, and it created guidelines and everything.
I wonder how I mentioned this earlier off the podcast, but I wonder how like our country, like New Zealand, covered it because it probably was on the news or at least in like a newspaper, probably like a little article, like there's
Maybe not the news, but probably a newspaper.
It probably would have been a newspaper article.
I would say it'd be on the news. It'd be like, they've got a correspondent in Japan or something.
Because how
Or
big?
CNN.
How
It
big?
depends. Yeah.
How big was Pokemon in New Zealand in the
Exactly. It depends on how popular Pokemon was.
I would
in
say
New
there was
Zealand.
I would say there for sure would have been an article, small
Well,
article, at least
but-
being like, a bunch of kids got seizures.
The thing
and it's
with
linked to a
the thing
show.
with New Zealand media though, it's very New Zealand focused. They
Not like
don't very much talk about outside unless it impacts New Zealand as well.
Mhm.
So especially probably in the late 90s. I don't know. I'm foreign. I'm not from here, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But
I would like
it'll be
to- I would
interesting
like
to
to
research
look.
and see if
I
there is
feel like-
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go into the archives.
I think there's definitely like a case to be made that like there is like a certain spectacle to be like this children's show for kids in Japan caused seizures for like a certain subset of the population.
But was Pokemon even aired here as well? I don't know.
It would have been.
It would have
as
been
you
like
were
a
growing
year
up.
after it started.
It would have
in
been
America.
so long after. Yeah.
Yeah,
To the point where, why would they cover it? You know.
potentially.
It's just it would be interesting to research though. Like especially like probably in Australia, it'd
Yeah.
be cool to know.
because
well.
Pokemon became super popular it aired in America. Sorry, in '98.
Started 98. Yeah.
And so this episode was 97. So by the time that it had reached like America, they would have already been like, and they would have gone back to past episodes and episodes that they were doing and slowed down animation and done edits and stuff.
They could have covered it being like, is TV dangerous? animations. Like not linking it to Pokemon per se, but just the
That
fact that like
definitely
700
would
kids got sent to
It
the
could have
hospital.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
how many like parents who like were already kind of against their kids watching cartoons like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah,
would
for
have
sure.
just immediately used that as like you
Yeah.
can't
Exactly.
watch.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a
Yeah.
certain element of racism, I guess, as well.
Mm.
That would
Being
have come
like-
from this. Well, xenophobia.
Well, xenophobia,
Yeah,
We'd be
yeah,
like,
sure.
oh, this Japanese show is effing up my children. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have happened.
We're like,
Yeah.
I've got this page up for Bulbapedia on a
Shout out to
controversy.
Bulbapedia.
Yeah.
More of a Cerebi person, but shout out to Bulbapedia. Keep your head up high, champ.
This episode has the Guinness World Record for the most photosensitive epileptic seizures caused by a TV show.
That makes
They're
sense.
like, we proudly hold this title.
Like, do you think like they
challenge anyone
accepted
to
the award, the certificate? They're just like, here you go.
Sure.
They're like,
right?
thank you for this award. We're gonna beat it again next year. Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon 2021. Look out.
I wonder what other shows gave people seizures though.
They said this was the first.
I mean,
Well,
the
this
first
is the
widespread.
This is the first one when like it probably got news with.
Yeah.
But there must have been ones where kids had
And
seizures.
yeah,
must have
there'll
been,
be
yeah.
ones now, like even with seizure warnings, where it's still kids prone to them would probably still watch the show
Yeah.
Like,
and just
even-
take the risk. I don't know. I
Even
don't know how it works.
nowadays in Japan, they show like a little warning or something before like airing anything. They're like, this episode, please
Yeah.
watch in a well-lit space and far from the TV.
Well, yeah,
and in a
video
well-lit space.
video
Yeah.
games have that, and it's like if you feel any of these things,
Symptoms.
go to a
Same with movies as
physician.
well.
Yeah.
Same with theater shows.
But
Back to the
anyway,
shows.
Nurse Joy's receiving
let's
heaps
get
of
in-
calls, and we figure
episode.
out that something's wrong with the Pokemon transferring.
Yeah.
And when they show a Ninetales getting transferred to another Nurse Joy, and then
She
is
has a
that
green cross.
there we go, and then instead of a Ninetales showing up, it's a Mudkip.
It's a Magikarp.
Magikarp.
Magikarp, sorry.
You wish.
I wish it was a
Mudkip.
Mudkip.
Yeah. You're like, where's Mudkip?
Where's my Mudkips?
And like, could you? And then we meet Dr. Akihabara,
Akihabara.
which is a district, the electric district in Japan,
Ah, that's cool.
where you get all those like
That's cool.
electronic stuff and everything.
It's interesting. Like, I like to think, what do you think his name would have been in English if they had like
Dr.
Oh.
Gizmo,
Crazy Tech Man.
Dr. Gadget.
Dr. Gadget, maybe.
Like
Go Gadget.
Dr. Transfer.
Doctor
Yeah.
Transfer.
Transferious.
Transfer.
I have
Doctor Electrify.
I have a big take right now. I think Dr. Akihabara should have been Bill.
Well, because it's building the games, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bill-
building the games.
yeah.
Bill makes the transfer system, and he also has already showed up in the
Yeah,
anime.
but I think Bill was already established in the anime, just being this Pokemon nerd.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Yeah,
I completely
yeah.
forgot Bill was in the anime.
Bill was in the anime.
yeah,
When?
And the Godzilla
Lighthouse
episode.
yeah, where with the
Dressed
giant
as a
Dragonite,
Kabuto.
the one that I was like, I didn't like it, and
We
you
all
guys
were
all
like
loved
shocked.
And
Yeah.
this is what we discovered you're a fairy.
it. We did it
'cause-
over Zoom, remember?
Yeah, it was the last one we did on.
Oliver, it was
Why
to be
was
fair
that?
to Oliver, it was almost
A lot
a
of
year
things
ago.
got thrown at me. What? Harry's like, yeah, you were a fairy. What?
It's when Bill was dressed as a Kabuto and he got stuck in the outfit.
Yeah.
And remember, it's the only time we saw a massive Dragonite.
Was it the Lighthouse
Yeah, the
one?
Lighthouse
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but they
Oliver's a
coulda-
true fan.
God,
Oliver.
We've seen a lot of episodes, and I've blanked out a lot
I
of lockdowns.
completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, but yeah,
Gee.
I think
That was such a good episode.
It's a good episode. It's the best one.
it was
Great
alright.
episode.
It was okay. And so I
You
was
think this
like,
episode's
for the
great,
Dr.
Sabrina,
Sabrina.
so.
Dr. Akihabara, I was like, he should have been Bill because Bill invents or is like maintains the transfer system or the box system.
Yeah.
But Bill lives in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Bill's already been established, so that's the issue, and he was established way.
But he could have
earlier.
transferred himself.
Yeah.
Over
He could.
there.
Whoa.
That
Yeah.
would've been-
Well-
But then also the PC systems in different games that come from different people as well.
Yeah.
I remember Gen 3 is Lynette, Gen 4 is Bebe,
Yeah.
What's-
5,
is
6,
Gen 2
Bebe.
still Bill?
Like,
Gen 2 still Bill.
Yeah.
I have the 5. I don't remember the name. I think the
Yeah.
same was 6 is like a punk that's in the hotel.
He's
in
like a
Kalos.
punk coder. Yeah.
And then 7 is when they scrap out because you have the Rotom stuff.
Yeah.
they clearly wanted, like, because of the character that he is, he's like this crazy, like, scientist
Yeah.
guy. They clearly wanted that vibe. Of,
The
like, a
vibe
crazy
I got
scientist,
for him
yeah.
was from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Professor Egad.
Oh.
He reminded me
reference.
just
What a
like that
Isn't that-
professor.
Luigi's
What a
Mansion.
reference.
That's a
I'm-
GameCube
No, it's the
game.
same name as well.
Oh,
Crazy, yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the Luigi's Mansion guy.
Yeah.
But
that guy.
also that guy
Like
as
it's
well.
that
yeah.
archetype, isn't it? The
It's that
crazy professor.
Crazy professor with the swirly glasses.
Mm.
It's very generic and it's very cool.
He reminds me of the nerdy friend, actually, those swirly glasses from Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
I was there.
Steven or something.
Yeah,
Something.
you guys should watch
Universe?
Salem. The first episode.
I really want to watch it.
Yeah, we should watch
It was good.
it. So we find out that Brock has a talent for IT support.
Right?
Yeah. Good man.
Did
What a
you-
surprise!
I was like, Logan, how do you feel about it? I feel like, Logan,
Why,
you have the
you
most
know,
experience.
They
with
should have
IT
turned it
support.
on and off again first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris O'Dad from
Yeah.
the IT crowd.
And then they should have. And then he just knew it was a virus somehow.
Should have had.
You've literally got the guy who made it there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Should have had Norton security.
yeah.
Surfshark.
Did
VPN.
you ever pay for antivirus?
Yeah, my
No,
mum would buy it for
I
me
had
and my brother.
Norton when it
Growing
was
up.
because Norton at one point like you couldn't buy a laptop without Norton already being on it.
Yeah.
But you only get like a year or something.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you just use like there's so many free ones. Avast.
I've
I've just never
I've
have.
stopped using it now because like the
Yeah.
Windows antivirus I find
Yeah,
is
well,
Good
enough
enough.
now.
Yeah, it's
and
good
plus like you can have some pretty good common sense on most things.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what?
I'm not gonna click on a spam email, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I actually
that-
got a spam email
Did you?
today from like
Crazy.
someone being like, "Only use this money for charity."
Whoa.
This is a good
What,
one.
someone-
You know, Dexperience
Yeah.
actually in our inbox. I'm pretty sure we actually have some like spam. We had a spam. I don't know if I deleted it.
Oh, we probably do because it's like listed on the
Right.
podcast.
Maybe it's Team
That's
Rocket,
part of the
guys.
It's
podcast.
not open
Yeah,
up. on
Team
my-
Rocket.
Maybe it's
Team
not
Rocket's
spam.
after us.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's Team Rock in our emails.
But yeah, we do have some.
Trying to
I don't have it
recruit
open on
us.
this
Sandix.
device, but yeah, we do actually have some. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty
Get
good.
us?
Maybe someone out there, some like Saudi Arabian prince is like, why is no one gonna take my money? I'm just
Maybe one day, if I'm ever rich, I might email someone, just randomly find someone's
Yeah.
email, and it'd be like, "Hey, just reply hello to this email with
Okay.
your bank account number, and I'll send you
Oh my
$1,000."
God.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Just to see.
And then they'll do that, and they'll say yes, and you'll send them money, and no one will ever believe you.
yeah, no,
And you'll just mess with that person.
yeah. If anyone would like to do that for Dexperience, I mean, I won't say no. I'm just saying.
So Brock has this panache for computers.
Yeah.
Panache.
His
saying-
secret talent.
and,
What's a
Saying-
what's a panache?
and then Mr. Science Guy's like, "No, it's
Got
impossible."
talent for it.
And then he
I've
kind of
never heard
has
that
an-
say.
Dr.
Yeah, but
Akihabara?
you,
yeah.
what was the word you?
Wait,
You've
what?
never heard the word
today?
panache?
No, I've never heard the
Panache?
word panache.
He
Oliver,
thought,
you do theater.
but he thought you know like when somebody says that's a ruse, like that
Yeah.
saying. Oliver thought it was that's a rouge,
That was rouge.
as in like the
Ah,
color
you-
red in French.
I thought it was
like-
rouge, not ruse. And I was like, that's
To
a
be
rouge.
fair, I thought
Nah.
comeuppance was comeuppance.
Thank you, Logan. Logan understands the struggle.
Solidarity.
That's
there
'cause, like,
for you.
I've heard a lot of fancy words, but I've never actually said them
They're
before.
Third
fancy.
fancy
So
word.
then
$5
But then
words.
when I go to use them in my vocabulary, it just comes out slightly wrong. I do it quite a lot.
I think we should
It's
get
all a
you
rouge, Oliver. It's all
It's
a
all
rouge.
rouge. Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to expand.
We
It's
should-
rouge,
my
and one day
vocabulary.
you'll get your
We should get
comeuppance.
you a word of the day calendar or something.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's a
Yeah.
good Christmas gift. But yeah, so Brock has his panache for viruses and computers and stuff, and then Professor
Oliver's like, what does
Akihabara.
that mean?
Oliver,
Kinda-
I respect that you don't know words and you ask what they mean.
Thank you,
Because
yeah.
that's the only way you're going to
Yeah,
learn.
Panache
Thank
is like
you.
talent.
See, now I know.
Or like gusto or, like
Yeah.
a thing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
thank you.
knack.
Yeah, I feel like it's the right thing to do.
Akihabara kind of freaks
You'll
out
be
over.
loquacious yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nah, it's alright. I'll move this away.
Akihabara
That's
freaks out.
Right,
Oh my
locate-
god.
locate-
He
And
is-
Akihabara freaks out.
and he runs away, and they're all like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then they're just kind of like,
Lots
"We got to
wordy.
put an antivirus in there," and then the team run after him with a really good map. Did you
Yeah,
guys see the map? It's just like the Poke Center, like a line that's like
Wow.
3 directions, and then his house
Amazing.
It worked.
with his face on it. Yeah, dude, obviously did.
Why do they have a map specifically for his house?
And
Because
then
they don't know where to go.
they don't know where to go.
No,
so
no, but like,
Joy
who's
probably
made this
Joy
map?
probably drew it.
Joy-
for
Joy-
them.
Oh,
Joy-
she drew it.
and then they walk into the Wizard of Oz.
Wow.
What do you mean?
They walk in, the,
Oh, yeah.
you know the
Yeah.
end of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they
Oh,
go-
right.
yeah.
In the Emerald City?
In the
and
house,
then-
yeah.
Right,
in the
okay.
house, in the Wizard's
Oh,
house.
and he's a hologram.
Yeah,
There you go.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Wizard of Oz.
What?
What?
Oliver, we're watching
I've
the
ne-
Wizard
I've
of
But
Oz.
you
never
don't
seen
even
it.
know like the reference, like when he's like a big fake
No,
head.
no, I
It's just a
don't
big
know.
fake wizard.
Oh my god.
It's not spoilers.
I don't know.
We gotta watch the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
But yeah, that's like the whole
It's
thing.
from 1939.
Yeah.
Crazy old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
Jesus.
There's a lion and a scarecrow
I know.
And a witch in a wardrobe.
and a witch and a wardrobe.
I've seen that. Don't worry, I've seen Epic Movie many a times.
What a terrible movie.
Don't worry, I know all about
my
it.
god.
It's not the white witch, but it's the white bitch.
It's no disaster movie though.
Oh
true.
yeah.
With the Alvin and the Chipmunks and then they get rabies.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, everyone is so bad. It's really funny.
It's the Kim Kardashians.
Kim Kardashian's in it.
What?
There's Indiana Jones in it at the end.
What?
I was like,
That's
because I
amazing.
watched like the first couple scary movies, and I'm like, these are pretty good.
Yeah,
and
they
then
are
I watched
good.
Epic Movie, and I was like, this is garbage.
Yeah. Scary movies are really good.
And then I watched. I never even heard of that one. That one.
Disaster
Disaster movie. Oh, it's so
So-
bad.
awful.
There's
So-
this whole like music video in it with a bunch of different like.
Iron Man's in it, and he
Oh.
gets a cow thrown in him,
What,
and,
is
and
that-
it becomes a can.
Is that the one? Is that the one when does Jack Black when is Jack Sparrow in it and he sings a song?
I think
They're
it might
throwing
be
that.
Disaster movie.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I have seen.
Or
it.
is that
Or is that
Meet
Epic
the
Movie?
Spartans?
They all just blend together.
No.
don't they?
Meet the Spartans is quite good.
What?
I enjoy
do.
Meet the
Is this
Spartans.
the hill you're gonna die on is meet the
like-
Spartans?
Yeah, exactly like the Spartans did.
That
I
genre-
Meet the
was-
Spartans is great.
That genre of like awful parody movies is what I grew up on, and I like love them so much.
You're like, you don't need to watch any of the movies they're referencing. You just
No.
watch
Yeah,
the parody.
I don't even know the movies they're referencing, but I
Yeah.
just know that they're referencing something. And
Well,
that's...
I watched Meet the Spartans, and then in classics we watched 300,
Yeah.
and I
Oh
was
my
like, whoa.
Whoa, it's like a parody, but a
get it
serious
now.
version.
It's a serious parody.
yeah, Weird Al.
Where did we go? Wizard of Oz.
The Dr. Kawashima looking guy,
Big-
the Wizard of Oz.
the
big-
floating head.
Big 3D Wizard of Oz here tries to eat the gang.
Doesn't-
Yeah, Pikachu gives a little shock and it breaks with a cool sound effect, and it comes back and he's like, "Haha, you guys figured it out.
You have passed the test.
Yeah.
Holograms.
Yeah,
You know, come with me," and they follow the hologram.
Of course, as you do.
And then they
you just
enter,
follow a random hologram.
and then they enter a tube,
of course.
which is because like we can see, but I'm pretty sure it's like meant to be like pitch black, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're like, oh, what? It's so dark in here, and they walk into a big tube, and the tube closes, and then like all these lights
Whoa.
turn on, and he just basically starts explaining how Team Rock. He doesn't know Team Rock, but he's like, oh, this mysterious team entered the cyber world, and they
Whoa.
stole my Porygon 00.
So why does he send children in to do this?
Because they
Because he's a
volunteer.
coward.
well,
He's not even in the room. Yeah, he is a
Yeah.
cow.
He's not in the. Yeah, so spoilers. So he kind of against their will as well sends them into
Yeah.
the cyber world to sort this
Also,
all out.
I thought it was a bit disturbing how they specifically focused
On
on
Misty? Yeah, that was
where she's like,
scary.
Yamete, like, you
Yeah,
know,
that
like,
was scary.
Well,
Yeah.
what's disturbing that should do focus on her just being worried?
Well,
Like-
it's like it's kind of like two things, because it's like one of them is that like, well, you know, it's like kind of objectifying her sense of fear, I guess.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
make
okay.
sense? I guess
It's just fear.
Yeah, just expressing.
I think yeah,
they
it's
just
just like,
happen to choose Misty, but also like Brock's quite quiet through this.
Yeah.
But then we also see that Ash is kind of against it too. Like Ash is usually gun ho to do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, like, can we go?
Yeah, there's like a lot
Yeah.
of weird consent issues.
Oh,
It's like a
totally.
bit like
Yeah.
Saw or something, where he just like traps them in a
Yeah.
metal tube and then he vaporizes them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
What-
Porygon Unit 01.
Because to be
They
fair
did.
though, you know, he at least he doesn't want to just because like he has to send people in there to get Team Rocket out,
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's
or
like,
otherwise he could just completely reset the system.
Yeah, why don't they just
And
reboot the
kill
system?
Team Rocket.
Because it would kill also hundreds and hundreds
Okay,
of Pokemon.
Team Rocket win
Yeah,
it.
and all the Pokemon would be gone as well.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Oh, but he said he could use an antivirus software, but that would
Okay,
kill
I take
Team
it
Rocket.
back.
And the
Yeah.
and the Pokemon too.
Did he
it
say the
was
Pokemon
like-
as
it was
well?
like
No, it
backed
wouldn't, no,
up,
but
wouldn't it?
he was talking about resetting it would kill them. But I
Oh,
think
there
the
you go.
antivirus would be okay.
Just killing Team
Yeah.
Rocket.
But can
Which-
you imagine if he
yeah.
like the Pokemon had died? Like you had like
That would
this
be- okay,
like
that would be
you had
cool.
like your little like I don't know what's your favorite Pokemon, Oliver?
Currently Tyrantrum.
You had like a
Yeah.
little Tyrantrum that you had for like your whole 20
Aw.
years, and you're like, I'll just do my
Yeah.
regularly weekly transfer to myself
Yeah.
from here, and then it just doesn't show. You get like a
Magikarp.
Magikarp.
They should implement that into the games, like an antivirus virus feature in the PC box.
Like a hack.
yeah,
check?
and it can like corrupt your Pokemon. Like,
It's like
Oh,
a
well,
small charm.
like
There is
missing
action
now,
replays.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've never talked about Missing No.
What's missing now?
It's kind of appropriate for this episode.
yeah, I think so. Missing
they
No.
should. Oh, okay.
Missing No is like, okay, there's so much lore to deal with Missing
It's,
No.
I feel like we could. I say briefly
can
say it
briefly
now,
go
and
over
we
it, yeah.
could go into
Yeah.
a whole like video game like. Lore,
It's
you know?
it's a
briefly.
glitch from the original game.
Yeah. So
Where it's like this actual Pokemon you can catch, but it corrupts. It kind of corrupts your game a bit, but not to the point where it breaks the game.
It's just in red and blue.
yeah,
Red and
in,
Blue,
in
yeah.
the original Red and Blue, there was like a glitch in the English versions of the game, not the Japanese versions, funnily enough, which is why maybe it's not referenced as much. But it became like a huge, because it was a beneficial glitch, right? So the way that you did it was you got your Pokemon, you put an item that you want in the 7th slot in your inventory, and then you know how you talk to that dude in Vermilion City to give you like a tutorial on how to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
You get him to show you the tutorial, then you fly to Cinnabar Island, and you surf, I think, up and down on the left side.
Right side.
Like,
right side.
It's like weirdly hugging the water and like the wall, and you're in between both.
Yeah, and you surf up and down, and then you encounter Missing No, which is like a glitch Pokemon.
It's like a barcode. It looks like it's just a glitch.
I think it's because in that area of
right
the game, there wasn't like Pokemon coded into.
Well, it's edited. It's flying. It's moving across.
Look, Missing No is moving right.
Whoa, you're seeing things.
God, it's attacking Oliver.
Whoa.
Okay, for other video listeners, audio listeners, you didn't miss anything because it's a lot of effort.
Well, but for the video watchers,
you will see that whole animation happen. It's a guarantee.
So Oliver's hair catches fire, guys.
You're gonna want to watch.
Yeah, look, it does.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, you're like the red guy from Inside Out.
That spoilers.
Yeah. So you run into Missing No, and then after that you get 99 of whatever you had in like your 7th or 6th slot in your inventory. So people use this to clone.
You like dupe Master Balls and
Master
stuff,
Balls
or TMs.
And rare candies were the main two, and TMs and like other things as well.
Well, you wouldn't really need that to do for
like
candies anymore.
The only really bad fallout from it is that it kind of just screws up your Hall of Fame, and that's it.
Yeah, and potentially your Pokedex or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you catch it, it can also screw it up a little bit.
You need to catch it to duplicate the items, I believe.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure?
Did
it have powers and stuff?
Yeah, it had moves and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like
also like if it had a flying type move,
yeah,
the flying type would not be known as flying type. It would be known as bird type.
Yeah, it was like a beta Pokemon.
Bird type.
Yeah.
Did they ever say what it was gonna be?
No. Well, it's just like I think it's a safeguard for
It's an antivirus.
Pokemon. So in the system, and that's like the origins, but because like of people not being aware of how it worked and stuff. Back then, in the late 90s, 2000s, it became like this whole urban legend, right?
Where would you read? Where would you read?
Where did you find out about those? Like, how did you know?
I remember it was supercheats.com.
What's that?
I used to go on that
Did
website with the genie. Was that the one with the genie?
So,
yeah, classic. That's where I used to get my cheat codes.
I don't think we should be on this topic for too long, so I feel like we could.
We're good.
So I go to supercheats.com, but basically it became like this whole urban legend, and like there are like other things, like if you beat the Elite Four 1,000 times, Professor Oak will challenge you and stuff. That's where all
99,000
people would poke fake cheats on those websites.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's the brief roundup of Missing No.
Yeah,
we can touch on it in a future episode if we do like
a video game,
like a video game based episode. It'd be really cool,
creepy stuff.
But yeah,
crazy.
It's really awesome.
Actually, that'd be a good one. Like one day we pick like a like a 1 or 2 hour like video game or a video game we've all played and like do a review of it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
like Breath of the Wild and how it's really went from a 9 to a 7 just from the very end.
Oh yeah,
my
true.
gosh.
Yeah,
Logan has opinions.
I
about
hated
Breath
it.
of the
I
Wild.
hated it. It ruined the whole game for me.
Wow.
The ending, just the ending.
Well, like no, it was fine ending.
But
I just didn't like how there was no end game.
You get taken back before the final boss.
Yeah,
it's the same in Mass Effect 3.
Ruined the whole.
That makes sense.
Literally ruined the whole game for me because I was like, I don't get any reward for all this effort I've done.
No, you got a little star next to your. Like...
I won. Let me go talk to my friends.
But
anyway,
yeah, so they go into the cyber world.
Yeah.
And speaking of cyber world, we'll be right after these messages. Welcome back.
Okay, we're back, everybody.
I mean, like, I appreciate it, but give us more.
Okay, sorry. Well, do you want to have a break? Actually,
played with it.
I'm okay.
I'm all good. Let's keep chugging.
Dennis, that was awful. You gotta like.
Sorry, I was like, because I mentioned before, but we were on a roll last time we were recording. That I didn't feel, but I felt like
we should be like
we've been talking for a while. So
should be like, hey guys, do you think we should have a break?
So,
yeah, cool.
Hey Dexters, we're back.
Apparently so.
I hope you enjoyed that ad from Beds R Us.
Yeah.
So our gang has entered the cyber world trying to get Team Rocket out of there, and
That needs to go to bedsarrest.com.
No, but actually, though, have you guys like tried their mattresses? Like, they're super good.
Beds are
You know,
also
actually,
amazing.
as soon as Pokemon Sleep is out, I'm gonna use my Bed to Eye mattress and Pokemon
Oh,
Sleep.
whoa.
gosh,
No.
synergy! That's so good.
Actually, are we all gonna get Pokemon Sleep when it's out?
I can't wait.
I'm gonna try. It's probably just gonna be like a sleep
Have they said any
monitoring
news
app,
about it?
right?
No, they haven't said anything since it was first showed.
Because they
in
got
20
shat on.
We
Right.
gotta get news about that this
in
year.
a
right?
year and a half.
Because have we mentioned
25.
how it's the 25th anniversary?
No, but it
Yeah.
is now.
It is, and we're gonna get a whole year
Of
of
Pokemon.
Pokemon news.
Pokemon. Katy
Is
Perry's
it
in
like
it.
25
She's in the year.
Pokemon.com or something? Or
I think so.
25
It's the
Pokemon?
year of Katy Perry.
Something. Just Google Pokemon
Pokemon
25,
25 anniversary,
and there's
yeah.
a really sick website where you can watch like a cool video, and we're gonna get a Katy Perry song, which
Yeah,
will be
maybe
quite
there
funny.
might be a little
They said there's gonna
Dexperience
be, like-
cameo.
We'll
They said
do
it's
a
gonna-
review. We'll do a review of the Katy Perry song.
There's going to be multiple artists.
about it.
It's not just Katy Perry.
Yes,
That'd be
yeah,
dope.
we should do a review of the whole
Ariana
album.
Grande.
She
does
probably
something.
will.
I'm super hyped.
She has an Eevee tattoo. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so good.
So like, our gangs in the cyber
Lady
world.
Gaga.
Our gangs in the cyber world.
In the digital world.
And they're-
Porygon somehow managed to Dynamax and grows
It does, yeah.
a lot so it could transport Ash and the gang
And then
to go and find the blockage.
and then they find it very easily. There's just like a
Clear the
massive.
blockage.
There's just a massive dam.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like a highway, like a literal highway with road blockages.
Kind of like a clogged
where-
toilet.
where Pokeballs are just kind of gathered.
How's a highway like a
behind-
clogged toilet?
Behind some,
these
like-
signs.
And it's just like literally road signs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And,
I
like,
don't know how it works.
I don't know how the
silly.
balls aren't tumbling over
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
signs.
that's true.
What makes them stop? The
It's like a
authority of
firewall.
signs.
Yeah, it is like a firewall as
Yeah.
well. And then so Team Rocket like chuck out when they see Porygon, they chuck out.
Bok
Porygon.
and wheezing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then
So I said Brock and wheezing.
Yeah,
Jesse's
I
like, go Brock.
I was like,
and
what?
then,
Okay.
Brock.
and then they go and attack Porygon, but he uses
Conversion.
conversion and like shakes it off, and they're fine.
The last time someone tried to use conversion on me, I thought that I was.
Oy vey.
I won't finish that.
Oy.
joke.
No, you start.
Oy.
What?
So conversion as a move.
Okay.
The
cool, yeah.
the effect is that it matches the type of move that was used against you. So that makes the Pokemon that type in.
Is there a difference between conversion and conversion?
Conversion 2 makes it a resistance to the type that was moved.
Waka waka. Is there a conversion 3?
There is not.
There should be.
Should we do both?
They should name the game. New game. Conversion 3.
Conversion.
Have a start-
Jesse then sends out the original Porygon, which is in a Pokeball.
Porygon 00.
I found that quite interesting. That was in the Pokeball. Maybe did
They must have
have
caught it, right?
like was it planned that maybe Jesse would have Porygon this whole time?
Pory.
I mean,
and
that's how
keep
they
it?
got into the digital
They
world, right?
stole
No,
it.
I
so
mean
maybe they-
future episodes. That
Oh.
would it be planned that Jesse would have kept the Porygon?
Oh,
That's what
probably.
Yeah,
It could have been. She
because
could
the
have.
fact that it was in a Pokeball was kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Porygon
maybe.
the idea of Porygon brings up a lot of questions for me. Like, why is Porygon a Pokemon?
Oh, we should have said Professor Akihabara actually created Pokemon.
Yeah.
Created Porygon for the sole purpose of
But that's like a
independent
similar
of
thing.
assist this transformation.
I guess
system.
like
It's like
why is
animal.
why is Mewtwo a Pokemon? They create that in a lab.
Yeah, but that's like a genetic thing. Porygon's not like genetic.
It's
Well, it
always
doesn't have
been
flesh.
it's always
But,
been
okay,
the
Rotom?
computerized Pokemon.
Should Rotom be a Pokemon?
Well, you see, Rotom's like a ghost.
I'm wondering how
But
is
that's not flesh as well.
No, but ghosts can be Pokemon. It's like a thing of like
Is
life.
Rotom
So
like a
computers
confirmed
can't be
ghost?
Pokemon?
Yeah, Rotom is Ghost
It's a ghost.
Electric in its base
Yeah.
form. I think the idea is the energy that
Yeah.
it releases has
Yeah.
sentience or
I
whatever.
know there are like machine Pokemon and stuff.
And it's like the
but
thing like
Porygon seems just a little like on a different category to those.
I
to
guess,
me.
but there's like ghost can be Pokemon,
yeah,
and like we even had that discussion about Ghastly might be human ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
but
There's
they're-
ghosts that are humans,
and
It's-
they're Pokemon. A sword is a Pokemon.
yeah.
What I think
Golurk as automatons are Pokemon as well.
what does
Golurk
it
and Golurk.
feel like?
Yeah,
If
that's
you touch-
interesting.
If
yeah,
you touch
yeah.
a Porygon, does your hand go through it?
I imagine
Or-
it feels like when
Ash and
you
the gang sit on it. as
you know
a-
when
Oh,
you
yeah.
touch like a static TV and you feel like a little bit on your
Yeah. What a
fingers, like on
throwback.
those old
Oh.
TVs.
Oh,
I
like
missed
CRT
that.
TV.
yeah, I imagine that it feels like that.
Yeah.
Now I got tingling in my
Do you,
fingers.
guys, do you guys not feel that? Like, because I feel like Porygon's on like a different category to everything else.
Well, yeah, it's classed as a normal Pokemon when it's. I feel like it should be anything.
Should be
but
electric.
yeah.
Electric or psychic.
Or
Electric,
steel
electric,
type,
electric
right?
sounds right.
Electric
right?
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like data.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
digital.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I think one of the Pokédex entries it was either for Porygon 2. I think it was designed for space travel.
Well, the thing with the Porygon 2 and Porygon Z evolutions is that like they kind of wanted to match like the evolution of technology at the same time as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's when
that's
they get more
interesting.
smoother and more
Of course.
more animated like the times.
And the the way that Porygon looks is based off of Polygon, which is
Exactly,
like
yeah.
3D
Do you reckon
Exactly that, yeah.
one day
vectors and stuff.
we'll get to the point where like there'll be a game they make that's like it's about in a world where real Pokemon don't get used for battling or anything anymore, and it's all like digital battling, like how they do in Yu-Gi-Oh. And that's what the game will be. It'll be like it won't be your real Pokemon.
Yeah.
It'll be digital versions of your Pokemon
There's-
fighting in the
I
arena.
mean, that's kind of
There's been a lot of hint of that in actually a game I mentioned earlier, XD Gale of Darkness. The beginning of the game, you're playing the simulator as your character, which is pretty
Really?
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people aren't bothered raising and catching Pokemon. They just like do it online, just like Pokemon Showdown.
Kinda- yeah, you kind of get it with the online competitive scene now. You can get rent teams instead of having to build a team
Well, it's like
yourself.
the next tournament that's going to happen. I'm probably going to get Lorenz to give me a really good team. Shout out to Lorenz. And then
Lorenz.
help me train me with that team so that I
There you
can...
go.
So I'll still learn how to use the team because
Yeah.
I don't know how to fight competitively.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like Lorenz, I would... that wouldn't be my raised...
Briefly speaking of competitive, me and Oliver just competed in the Players Cup 3.
Oh yeah, last weekend.
Wrapped up today.
Okay.
Wrapped up this morning.
How'd you do?
I managed like an even balance
Of wins and losses.
of wins and
Harry did
losses.
really
I was
well.
like
Oh,
it was
that's
either
pretty
it
good.
was like 13-12 to either win or loss. I can't recall
Yeah.
which one, but I managed on even. So
Cool.
out of 25 games I played,
I only ended up playing 6 matches, and I won 2 and lost 4.
Oh.
So people were a lot because it was like an official tournament. People were like away.
Yeah.
Were there prizes for the winners?
There's going to be the results come out later in the day, and then afterwards we'll get the official top cut of the 32, which will then lead to like the proper tournament.
Do you think you'll be in the
bracket.
cool
No,
too?
not at all. No.
Okay.
But I feel like we probably will get some battle points or some bollock.
Yeah,
Ability
probably a
capsules.
participation award, which would
Yeah.
be cool.
Which would be nice. But that was just a brief sidetrack. So if you competed in the Players Cup 3, let us know. You actually might have faced either me, Oliver,
Yeah,
or
it's pretty
Lorenz.
good.
Lorenz also competed in it as
Oh,
well.
cool.
How'd he do?
I think same as me, kind of
Oh, yeah.
balanced. Yeah.
It's difficult, eh? People are really
It's
good.
tricky. It's tricky. Yeah.
You guys wait till I'm...
What happens next in the
Well,
episode?
Porygon. Where are we?
Fights Porygon.
Porygon versus
fights
Porygon.
Porygon.
And like Porygon like changes morphs its like beak. Its beak. It's based off like a duck, right? Porygon.
Yeah, it
looks
looks like
like
a
a duck.
duck.
And like it makes it into a point, and then the other Porygon transforms into a giant shield,
Sword and Shield.
like a
yeah.
saber
Yeah,
versus shield
yeah.
situation.
Sword and Shield confirmed back in 1997.
And then also the other one goes from turning into something sharp to turning into a hammer.
Hammer, because
Yeah.
And then
hammers made for shields.
and then the professor's like calls them in. He's like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Like, let the Pokemon go while like they're distracted."
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
the gang,
He's like-
Ash gang, move all the Pokemon.
The professor's like on an iPad or like a
Yeah,
Rotom Dex.
it's pretty
yeah,
cool.
he's like
Yeah.
on like a flying Rotom.
It's pretty boss. Pretty boss, baby.
Pretty boss, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, they move
you guys watched
the
it yet?
barricades out. No, not yet. They move the barricades out of the way so Pokeballs start flying. And Jesse and Jim's like, "Hey, stop that!" Run towards the gang
Yeah.
while dodging Pokeballs.
And then something jittery happens, and we cut back to the real world, and like an IT guy's putting an antivirus disc,
Whoa.
which is a throwback.
Yeah,
No one does that anymore.
Right.
Professor Akihabara kind of noticed
Yeah.
that someone from the Pokemon Center was accessing the transferring
Yeah,
network.
so
Yeah.
he cuts away for a bit.
And
Yeah.
then
And this
man,
IT guy, what a cutie, I must say.
like I wonder how many people who build PCs now have disk drives. I don't have a disk. I built my
Right,
PC
yeah.
4 years
I haven't
ago,
got one on my laptop.
and when I built it 4 years ago, I didn't put a disk.
Yeah,
drive
I
in.
got
Yeah, it's not physical
got-
media is
yeah.
like becoming less and less more
Yeah.
common.
I got an external one just in case I ever have to like want to play a DVD again.
Mm.
But like now I'm like, oh, I should get an external Blu-ray because
Right.
Because then you can at least make it have the 4K capability.
Yeah.
4K
Yeah, exactly.
HDR.
And then okay. Oh yeah, they put the virus thingy
floppy
in.
disk.
Do you know what I was full on hoping for?
Yeah.
I was hoping for virtual Officer Jenny.
yeah.
Ah.
That would have been so good.
That would have been
Better than the
way
ambulance.
That was
cooler.
a missed opportunity,
'Cause
like
it's-
a mecha
I
Jenny.
purposely, I was going to say it both times we watched it,
Yeah.
but I purposely kept my mouth shut. I would have think it would have been so cool. Imagine like
That'd
the
be awesome.
virtual,
That'd have been really cool.
massive Nurse Jenny
Yeah.
firing it. Because she would have probably would have had
That
these,
would have been
like
they-
Here's
Yeah.
here's a better idea though, guys.
okay.
What if the floppy disk goes in, right? And then suddenly a big screen pops up inside.
it's like the blue screen of death.
And then
Red
Rick,
rings
Rick
of death.
Roll starts playing.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
It would have been out.
And they just get pranked.
And then
But yeah, so the physical formation of the virus is like this cool little ambulance.
It's the antivirus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little ambulance that fires syringes.
Syringe missiles, which are so cool.
Yeah, and then
I love it.
Everyone's like, "Holy
cool.
crap, we got to get out of here!" And it starts firing.
Hospitals should be like syringe missiles.
The syringes start firing at all like
So
the
all my
signs
It's a scam.
and all of the barricades and stuff.
And this is when we get the
Microchips.
first kind of clips of the red and blue flashing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
starts
This is when it
happening.
starts.
This isn't when the seizure. These aren't the ones that cause the seizure.
Yeah.
But it must have been like a cumulative like build
It
up.
built up. Yeah.
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 Well, it's like continual, like the one that happens, I think near the end, the last one was like continual,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
too
the
long.
longest one.
Yeah, yeah.
But even this, I feel like there was some of these ones that like the shot cut away, but it was still the same effect,
Yeah.
and it felt like even longer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's firing at these things, and things start exploding. So each gang jumps onto their respective Porygon, and then they jump onto their respective Porygon, and then
The
they
thing
start
fires.
traveling away,
Yeah.
and then it turns. I like how Oliver said it into an X-wing from like
X-wing,
Star
yeah.
Wars,
It's
Yeah.
just like an X-wing from Star Wars.
which it was pretty sick.
Luke's in
And,
it.
Pretty
and it
cool.
has like a particle beam in its like beak thing.
Yeah, and it's got
Yeah.
like a missile like shape, like beep, 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 and then it fires, and like everyone's dodging it, and then it basically charges up like a death beam,
Yeah.
like a massive
It
like
uses.
death ball.
Do you know that? Wow! Like that noise. It was from Godzilla.
Oh.
Like the beam firing noise.
Yeah, it seems like a massive death ball because like the antivirus guy is like it's got like a super command.
Yeah.
and then they fire it at Team Rocket's Porygon.
Gave me
Yes,
like
and they get knocked off.
gave me some like Death Star vibes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put Team Rocket fall down into they call it a bug hole.
A bug hole. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
funny. And then the
Because
rest
that's
of
Have we mentioned this whole episode's in Japanese?
Yeah.
That wasn't dubbed.
Yeah, actually, you know, there are rumors. Eric Stewart actually said that they might have dubbed it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because they probably were in talks to get the episodes over. So I don't know. Maybe they were in like on the early
Maybe
stages
they'd
of
got him
dubbing
the
it.
script.
The thing with this episode, they could have dubbed it. You know, like they could have
They could have slowed it down.
edited like they edited the other episodes to make it a bit safe, to make it safe for TV.
Because then it would have been a really good episode.
The image,
Yeah, I mean-
the image had already been tainted, I guess.
Yeah,
Way-
exactly.
The
They-
higher ups would have been like,
Exactly, they
This is
could
no way.
have, but,
way
like,
too much pressure behind.
yeah.
Trying to have like
Don't want to
like,
trigger people.
don't wanna
because
take the
they
risk.
would have had to tell parents who are about to watch it,
Yeah.
your kid might have a seizure because these 7
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah,
And I guess
exactly.
you don't want to remind anyone about this, right? Like you want to put it under the rug.
Well, what are we doing?
I'm
We'll
surprised that
just
they
bring it
don't
up.
bring Porygon back. You know, it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
Do you know what the
24
Pokemon-
years. Can you believe that?
Do you know
Been
what the
a long
Pokemon
time.
Twitter tweeted recently and then deleted straight after? It was like Porygon did nothing wrong.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That would
He
have
didn't.
been some
The
rogue employee
official
who just left or
Pokemon.
something. Yeah.
Because Porygon didn't do anything wrong. It was Pikachu. It was
Yeah.
all Pikachu and the antivirus.
Should have kicked off
Yeah.
Pikachu from
Well,
the show.
yeah.
Well,
Fuck yes.
it was partly because either it was the Porygon that they deleted, or the fact that that saying is usually used for Hitler.
What?
Hitler
Oh,
did
yeah,
nothing
Hitler
wrong.
did nothing
Don't
wrong.
take that out of context, please.
But I think the reason why Porygon
sound
would have
bite.
been cancelled from Pokemon as well is because the title of the show is named after him. And Porygon is the kind of the character of the day
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So that's the one that people are going
Was the
to
character
affiliate
of
it
the
with,
day.
unfortunately. But you know what? Porygon did do nothing wrong.
They could
Bring the guy
easily, like, no one. Okay, the generation that's watching Pokemon now, I don't know how old they
Yeah.
are. They will
They
not.
could easily bring it
back.
back.
They could easily
24
bring
years
it
old
back.
like me.
Yeah, it has been long enough.
Do you still watch
for
the new
sure.
series?
Yeah, I'm gonna start it though.
Well,
the
they've
Journey,
been
series,
trying-
it looks good.
It's been a quarter of a century.
They've been trying to make
Yeah.
Porygon. They've been trying to kind of bring Porygon back. I think with their evolutions as well. Like Porygon.
But it never left the games or the
Yeah.
card games. It was just from the
Just
show.
the anime.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
such like a good Pokemon.
Well,
And like its
yeah.
storytelling abilities. that
Yeah,
they
it's
have
really
Yeah,
unique.
for sure.
are interesting.
Yeah.
like this episode, I think I liked it just because it was so different.
Yeah,
I'd
without
never
a doubt.
seen
I
them do
want it-
this before.
It's kind of like the Dragonite episode, Lighthouse episode. Go throwback because we already thrown back
Yeah.
to it.
Wow.
Where
yeah.
that was a different. They had that massive Dragonite.
Yeah,
Where like so it was like another hinty type thing to like a bigger different world inside the Pokemon
Mhm.
world.
like the computer world.
And I wish they
Um,
brought Dragonite, that big Dragonite back.
Right.
That would've been so
Such
sick.
a missed
That
opportunity.
That was such a disappointing thing in the Island of Giant Pokemon when they were all fake.
Oh yeah.
I
That
just
was-
wanted
that
them
was
to
funny,
be
though.
real.
So Team Rocket is in the bug hole, and
They think that they're gonna
I think
die.
they're gonna
Yeah.
die because
Their Porygon's fainted.
their Porygon's knackered.
The antivirus has like
It's
It's
zoned in
locked
on
the
there.
targets on, and Ash is like, guys, we gotta save them.
Ash is not like, guys, we gotta save them.
Exactly
Basically
how he's
is.
delivers the line.
And then Misty's like,
Yeah.
no, we got to save. Brock and Misty are both like, no, we got to save ourselves.
Yeah,
we got to
this
get.
is a classic
Ash is
us
like,
or
"No,
them kind of
guys."
Exactly
scenario.
that. But Ash is not having any of that because he's better than Team Rocket.
And he
Yeah.
flies
And his
back.
morals, they fly back.
But
And
King.
Although-
as the rockets hit and the lights go off, we see that Team Rocket are being dragged up with Bulbasaur's vines.
Yeah.
He did save them.
And they're saved.
They're
and then,
saved.
unfortunately, though, as Porygon's size grows, his strength doesn't grow with him.
It's not
Which-
like,
that's
not
like-
like Ant-Man.
Well,
Not
it's
like
like-
it, which is like that's an interesting concept for like a superhero, where they can grow. It's like if Oliver
Ant-Man.
turned into a superhero and he could turn really big, because like he'd look like he'd be big and strong, but really he has the same strength as normal
You
Oliver.
punched me earlier and it felt like a fly landed.
I punched Harry's leg in my mind. I was like, oh, that was too hard. Like I shouldn't have done that. And then
So
Harry
it's
just
like-
laughed.
It was literally nothing.
So
it was
it's
like
if
a
Oliver
gentle slap.
turned that big and he just did a gentle slap on your whole body, but it was still just like that same proportionate strength. Like the
Yeah.
strength
We
didn't
love you,
change
Twee.
proportionally. So
Thanks, Harry.
it was quite
What would
funny.
you call that? Proportion man?
Proportion,
It'd
man.
be like anti-proportion man, because his
Anti-proportion.
strength would always stay the same.
I
no
may
matter
look
what his
impressive,
size.
but I'm subpar.
What would be the first thing that you'd increase in size? What?
My big brain.
Oh,
big-
very
Because his
good.
nose couldn't get any bigger.
So Porygon gets tired because of all this.
Yeah, Porygon's like kind of like when you open up too many computer programs.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got too much-
Akihabara's like you guys are overweight.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like looking
Ouch.
at Misty when he says that as well.
Yeah,
Oliver
Oliver
picked
you
up
were
on
like, was that directed at Misty?
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
But no, that's just because he's carrying too much Pokemon. So Porygon is slowed down as they go to the wormhole to escape, and this is where we get the big scary seizure moment.
Yeah,
This
'cause
is the time.
The virus,
virus. Go ahead.
seems like they're about to go through it. We haven't discussed it. There's a big transfer point that they're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, to get back
Yeah.
to the human world.
We didn't say that, but there's like a circle
Little
on the wall,
wormhole.
and then they seem like the virus is basically like, oh no, they're gonna escape,
Yeah,
and sends like 5 missiles or something, and then Pikachu electro bolts them all.
and
It goes for quite a while, just like really intense flashing of red and blue, just like
the gang. Even in the show, they're like, oh, it's quite bright.
Yeah, they turn away. Yeah, they do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They do that in the first explosion as
Yeah,
well.
that's
They're like,
right,
oh,
yeah.
it's so bright,
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy. Like
Wow.
even they knew that it was
dangerous.
shocking for
Yeah.
eyes. And then it was big blue and red squares constantly like
Well,
it's
for
like
the
the
viewers,
light-
for the video viewers.
The light, the way that I guess the light changing from red to blue super quickly, it affects like the way that you perceive it,
it's
and
hard
it
and
kind
all
of
of it
like
hit me.
wigs out your eyes
Yeah.
and it overwhelms you.
I was like, I wonder if another reason I didn't get it as bad is because I'm colorblind.
Oh,
So maybe I wouldn't affect it.
Because you're red green colorblind.
I'm
right?
red green.
Logan's
colorblind.
like, I
But
just saw one solid color.
But like, so like colors might not affect me the same way they affect
That's a
you.
thought.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, it's like what's it?
I don't know the science.
There was like a thing where it was like we originally couldn't see like blue or purple or something,
Blur.
right?
Really?
Blurple.
Blur. Originally,
Blurple.
blurple. It was the only color we could see.
Oh,
I haven't heard of that before.
I've actually just realized that the walls in your room are blue.
Yeah?
yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell?
I
What?
always thought they were like.
I've never paid attention to it.
Yeah,
What?
I just haven't.
It's like one
Yeah.
time, like I was just in me and April's room even, and I was
You're
like,
kidding. What do
I
you
was like,
mean
the
you've never noticed the
walls
walls
are
are blue?
yellow.
Oh, come
What?
on, you can't be the one person like this. Like those giant light bulbs on
Yeah,
Lead Street.
because
you're
you guys
like,
give me
"Whoa."
crap all the time for not realizing.
it's just
because-
like because like
because-
I've been here. I
Yeah.
probably recognized the first time, but now I've
Yeah.
been in here like.
been
What we
blue for-
record in
I
here
would've-
weekly.
Yeah, I would have
Yes.
known, but it just doesn't register in my mind. that,
It's like
blue
it's like
walls are a
it's
thing
like
that's not common.
It's like me and April's room. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of hours I've sat in that room for like the last 3 years,
Yeah.
and I never.
2 years.
No, I've known you for 3 years.
Like he's saying.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
what color's the walls in your room?
The yellow.
Right, I know that.
And
Yeah.
like I only like really just picked up on it. Like I like sometimes I just forget. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the walls are
Yeah.
yellow.
Well, what color did you think these walls were?
Nothing.
I think I've always known they were blue, but I haven't registered that they were blue.
Mm.
If you know what I mean?
No, it's
Yeah.
when
It's like
something
when you
becomes
just-
such a norm.
it's like
Yeah,
when you-
exactly. You just
It's-
walk in and you
it's like-
expect walls to be
It's like when
white.
you see
Yeah.
a person, but you don't see a person.
It's like I think at one point didn't we? It's like when Harry wore glasses or something, or like, and we were all like, did Harry already wear glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
we couldn't remember if Harry,
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
yeah, we couldn't
you go.
remember if
No, it's not
Harry-
Mandela. It's just like
It's like that funny. It's like Friends does it
Get
as well
used to
when
it, yeah.
Chandler first wears glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like, didn't he always wear glasses?
Yeah.
that's true. I can't think of you without glasses now.
Yeah.
Really? Whoa.
Well, I mean, I do still see, but like
I
they
haven't
suit you,
seen
though.
Harry without glasses in a long
I
time.
take them off every night.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They see you.
I can't live without my glasses. Like I am blind.
Dennis accused me
You
over
really-
Christmas
you-
of stealing his glasses.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
had-
do you know where he had put them?
In his back
Behind a
pocket.
towel. Like, he had hung them up on a towel rack.
and the
behind
hand towel had like fallen over and so
And my name was slandered by multiple people.
I apologize, but in my defense, like it's a funny prank. It would be a funny prank.
Audio
Even-
listeners, Harry just tickled me armpit.
He stretched.
But yeah, how the hell did we get to that?
but the discussion of not being able to say
Oh, the
blue.
lights.
Yeah.
So
The
they're
lights.
going through the wormhole.
Yeah, they
They
managed.
get-
Yeah, so despite the
The
big
hooper
explosion,
hole.
they managed to just reach the wormhole.
Ah.
But the explosion transfers through the wormhole.
Yeah, because the missiles follow them through.
Yeah,
It would
and it
be.
destroys the entire building,
Damn,
and
Daniel.
the professor's, what's his name?
Akihabara.
Akihabara. His whole building, his whole human transfer experiment is just all destroyed.
Well, good riddance.
And he'll never get that back.
Well, I guess so.
Is it good
Right.
riddance, Oliver? Oliver, here's a thing
How-
for you,
here's-
Oliver.
yeah.
Okay, here's one doctor who knows the surgery to this ultra deadly disease. Oh no, Oliver! Someone that you love has
No,
this
no.
ultra deadly disease.
Wait,
Luckily
wait.
there's a human transfer protocol thing that someone can use.
Yeah.
But no, Oliver, no, you wanted it destroyed,
no,
so
but
it
there
got
was never
destroyed,
a-
Oliver. And so now this person that you deeply care about couldn't get to this. This surgeon couldn't get there,
There
in
was
time,
never-
Oliver.
there was
And
never
whose
a-
fault was it, Oliver?
There was never a virus, right? It was Team Rocket, right?
Yeah, Team
Yeah.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Team Rocket are a virus.
different. So, damn.
But that's crazy because if he was going to use that for actual people transporting themselves around the place, would you still have to walk?
What?
Because
What?
like Team Rocket, so like because his plan was to use
Oh, I see what
human
you mean.
transport,
Yeah.
right?
What do you
Maybe
mean,
like they
what-
would have put like cars in there.
Or would he
something.
be just
Yeah.
mass-produce Porygons?
No. Oh
Use the
yeah.
Porygon to travel.
Because his plan was to use this as like human travel. That was
Right.
Well,
like,
isn't it like they'd put you in a Pokeball essentially and then release you from the Pokeball?
I guess so. It would have been like that because
Something
like the
like
Pokeballs shoot real quick.
or would it be like
So
you'd ride a
some
Porygon?
sort of system like that.
Because he had Porygon 00 and he had Porygon 01. So maybe he was just going to build like a billion.
That's true.
Porygons.
That makes it seem
Yeah.
like there was going to be heaps.
Oh yeah.
So maybe the Porygons
That's
got
cool.
out into the wild one day when this
Well,
building
after the
exploded.
explosion,
And so that's
whoa!
why there's Porygon.
That's why you can catch them.
Would
Is Porygon in the first game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to buy it in the game corner.
in this yeah.
No.
So I
the
think
only way to get it.
I think I only realized he existed in this game. And
What's
Shield.
Porygon's
Sword.
stats like? Just base
Average.
Porygon.
yeah.
I like
Could
Porygon.
you use it in the main game
I
in your
really
team?
like him
Probably
in.
because no, it's good though.
I thought he was pretty good. I used him a couple of times in the latest DLC,
Really?
going through the
Did you evolve it? Or?
thing. going through the caves. Like
Yeah.
I would
Oh, the Dynamax Adventure.
because he had some good stats for the
Yeah.
caves a couple
Oh,
of
the
times.
Dynamax. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's
Well,
true.
like Porygon 2 is probably what you'd use with an Eviolite, right?
Yeah, you'd use
Eviolite.
Porygon 2 within Eviolite. So both Porygon 2 and Porygon Z are very competitively viable. Porygon 2 is more defensive and a good trick and user, but Porygon Z just hits like a fucking
You
truck.
tell him.
Yeah.
Is that the
yeah.
end of the episode?
So
The
then
explosion? Yeah. that's
yeah,
pretty
and
much
then
it, yeah.
they see. I think. Do they go back to the?
Center.
They do go back to the Pokemon Center, and they
'Cause
just be
Pikachu
like,
wants
"We
his
risked
rest."
our lives, and no one knows
No
about it."
one will
And then
Pikachu finally gets his rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the narrator's like, and after a few days rest, their journey will go on and on and on.
4 months later.
4 months later.
Yeah.
it's like,
and on.
I thought that was weird. It was like, was the narrator like just kind of seeing their life, the rest of their life flash before their eyes? Like, I'm gonna be the narrator forever.
And then for us, we got that little video that we talked about at the
Yeah.
beginning. Where
Yeah.
it jumped
Lovely
through.
little video.
yeah.
Where,
Oh, actually,
yeah,
and last time we watched in Japanese, we had that cool Meowth song.
yeah
At
they
the end.
changed the ending
And
for
this time
one.
it was like one about
Lame
a
as-
kid wanting to be a
It was a
grown
lame
up,
song.
and then a parent singing to the kid about how they want to be a kid again.
We had an interesting anecdote that like that song had been playing as kids would have been having a seizure on the floor.
Yeah, like as like
Don't
because
laugh, Oliver. It's
because,
a very
like, when they
serious
show-
I said in my serious voice. I love it.
when they show this episode, like the
guys
major
boys.
ones would be like 20 minutes in, and then like 3 minutes after that, it goes to the ending. So as their kids like convulsing on the floor or whatever, or
but-
like complaining to their parents about having like a big headache,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like this like nice peaceful music is playing for the
Because
ending.
could you just imagine we're just sitting in here watching like something, or we're just doing this Dex thing, and then like Teague's just been watching something in his room, in the other room, and
Shout out
like
to
our
Teague.
flatmate, hey, shout out to Teague,
Yeah, dig.
and then
Hi,
we
Teague.
just
OG
hear
Dexter.
like we just because this probably happened to parents, they just would have been in another room or something,
Yeah.
and we just heard Teague all of a sudden kind of like floundering on the floor,
Oh, it's scary. Just go and check on
and then
him.
we
Yeah.
had to go check. Yeah,
What what
That's
should
funny.
you do if someone has a seizure?
Don't touch him.
Yeah, you're not meant to touch them.
and then
What-
probably
what
put them
is
in,
this
probably
like,
put them into the
um,
recovery position if
sleeping?
they
Once
Sleepwalking?
once the body stops convulsing, put him in recovery position.
Okay.
which is like on
Wait,
your,
so
which
you
is like
shouldn't touch-
on your side,
Yeah.
arms in front
Yeah,
of them.
you're meant to leave them.
Is
Like,
that,
so,
don't-
do
is
you
there
know?
a
Do you know recovery position, Dana?
it's like on their side,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Good.
Because you can, I don't know, but you just gotta kind of let the muscles happen.
Yeah.
You have to let it, you just let it
Muscles
ride out.
just got a spasm.
That's just how it is.
Oh.
Let it,
It's,
go
it's
right,
like
yeah.
sleepwalking.
Well, do people like sometimes they vomit or something, right?
Yeah, that's what this said. This said like
Yeah.
people like had like they vomited when they watched this episode.
I
I
guess
was like, maybe that's why I feel sick.
I guess in the situation, say if they're on the back convulsing and vomiting, then you probably will have to move them sideways.
Yeah.
But universally, is just let it happen.
Sometimes people they if they fall into seizure, they fall down, right?
Yeah.
Like from standing,
Yeah.
and
They
like,
go into the ground. They
I
happened to April
remember
once.
one time I was at like a dress rehearsal. Yeah, it was a dress rehearsal for a theater show, and like one of the castmates, they just had a seizure. I don't think it was because of lights or anything,
Yeah.
but they like fell down onto like cement,
Ouch.
Gee.
and like
Ouch.
and it was like super I guess nerve-wracking. She's okay now.
That was in our year, right? I
No,
think-
no, this is
I
a
remember-
different time in Pararua.
I remember
Something happened.
maybe. But one time that April was just in Monsoon Poon, the restaurant, with her family, sitting on a chair, and she fell off her chair and has.
Oh,
seizures.
no.
Did she?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
That was like 10 years ago, 5 years,
crazy.
6 years ago, when
Okay.
before she lived here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. Like
Yeah.
it just happens out of nowhere.
just ha-
Like
it's
you
like a
full
brain
on just
aneurysm.
can't
Yeah,
control
just-
your body.
It happens. Yeah.
I had experience in high school where I had
Or
someone,
maybe that's what I'm thinking about. I
some-
was in high school.
someone I knew in drama. This person is known to like always dick around.
Yeah,
and to,
that's right.
like-
That's right. Yeah, it was.
and to
Oh,
like
no.
always playing around, and
That's why you
we
don't
were
play
like hanging out,
Wolf.
and then they kind of put their weight on me, and I thought they were just like putting all their weight on me, being stupid, and I'm like, I'm not gonna hold you, so I just like let them kind of slump down and drop on the
boy.
floor, and then I was like talking to a friend, and I looked back, and they were shaking on the floor, and then I was like, what are you doing? And I like turned away and started talking,
Oh my
and I kept talking to my
gosh.
friend, and then like a minute
I
later,
didn't know.
and then like a minute later, he stood up and was like, what just happened? And I was like, what? You were like on me, and you fell to the floor, like being dumb. And he's like, did I? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what was I doing? I was like, you were like shaking around. And he's like, what?
That's
Oh my
crazy.
But I instantly
That's the situation I was thinking.
because I was the
about.
only one who saw it. I took him to the nurse. I like made sure it was all good.
That's mental.
So was
But
it,
he was like literally notorious for like,
Yeah, you can't.
Do
yeah,
I?
you can't
Is
blame
it?
him.
Is it? Who, I think that's who
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I know the. I know
So,
the only person.
But
who
now
could-
I like know
Yeah.
the warning signs. So
Oh,
it's
I
a
think I know who. Do I know him as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
okay,
a
I know
learning
who it is.
experience for us all.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So what did they actually find out that they had like the seizure?
No, it's just like a one-off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It
Could happen to
Wow.
you.
could happen to him.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like something about being dehydrated and just.
Makes sense.
Like I
yeah.
guess stress
Muscles
can bring
kinda-
it on, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Electric Soldier Porygon, the infamous episode. What are our final
Final
thoughts?
thoughts.
Final
Ooh,
thoughts.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I got in my
for it.
head.
Go.
I don't like it. I just didn't like. I didn't like the setting of it in a PC. I just didn't feel like a Pokemon episode to me. It felt odd. I feel like I didn't really get to see the characters do anything overly special or cool. It was just like a really mediocre episode to me.
Actually,
Oh
I
my
said it
gosh.
to Dennis. Me and Dennis watched it together, and I said, I was like, that felt like a really quick episode, and Dennis was like, yeah, a lot happened, and I said, yeah, a lot happened, but nothing really.
Nothing
happened.
really happened.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened in this episode. Like you could explain it in like a sentence. The gang, Team Rocket. Oh, maybe a couple. Team Rocket go into the computer to go in there. There's some flashes of light. They leave.
Well, that's what
That's every single Pokemon episode.
That's what I liked about it because they cut out a lot of like that exposition explaining setting it up and everything. We didn't have to hear about Dr. Akihabara's like plight about how he stayed up all night to
Yeah, I
like build
get
this thing. We just
It
got
was-
to the action.
It
which
was
I
a
really
nice.
enjoyed.
It was a nice break from the normal
Yeah,
formula, I
um,
guess. But I agree with Oliver. I didn't really like the
Yeah,
episode.
just not the
okay.
episode.
And I can
Um,
see why they probably didn't go into the effort of slowing it down.
Yeah.
I liked it because it's different. That's the main thing. It's not the usual bog standard episode, and it's always nice to have that. Like the past few episodes we've had have kind of been the same formula. So it's been nice to have something unique by itself in like the cyber setting with this cool Pokemon. But yeah, like the characters are kind of pushed aside with this cool Pokemon.
Porygon is cool, Oliver.
The characters like go and fucking shag your Tyrantrum. The characters are kind of pushed aside a little bit. We get a little bit of development with Ash kind of being at one point actually not being this overly cocky, confident, brave guy. I mean, like maybe I shouldn't, but then we do see that come back later when he wants to save Team Rocket. But that's about it for the characters. I guess the thing with this episode, it's the myth and the legacy about it is what gets people more excited about it than the actual
really
episode.
cool, right?
It's the fact that it's done so much damage, but also so much work for animation and cartoons and to people. That's what makes it on this high pedestal. But as an episode, it's not the best, but it's not bad. It's a fun, enjoyable one.
Yeah, without this episode, like there would be so much like history would be different. Like this, like I reckon, if this episode hadn't happened, we would have had multiple animes where big disasters happened and probably like deaths.
Yeah, it could have happened. Yeah.
They're probably lucky that no one died.
Yeah, they're very lucky no one
Only
died.
If somebody died, it probably would have been cancelled. Yeah.
Only 2 people were in hospital for 2 weeks. That's it.
Quite crazy.
And no one else. Everyone else is hospitalized for shorter than that.
Yeah.
But only 2 people were there for over 2 weeks, that's very lucky.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's a good thing it happened to Pokemon before it happened to anyone else. Worse. Like another show doing it.
Because I can't think of another show in that time. Maybe Dragon Ball could have survived.
It could have been like it could have not been an anime. It could have been like a TV show, right? Like this affects TV as well.
But TV shows like weren't as action packed as Pokemon.
Yeah, like flashing lights and stuff.
Yeah.
Certainly not anymore.
Could have been SpongeBob.
You got final thoughts, Dennis?
But freaking hell, it could have been that. SpongeBob is like 98. It was just around that time.
Yeah.
My final thoughts for this
Jellyfish
episode. I enjoyed it. Like, it was just action, which I liked. Sometimes you just want a good chunk of action, and it felt like reminded me of some of the better Pokemon movies that I enjoy, where like the Diamond and Pearl ones, where they're like those big hulking monsters, especially when Porygon were fighting each other.
Come see us. Talk about the first Pokemon.
www.french.co.nz/Dexperience a live podcast.
Whoa!
Yeah, and I enjoyed the. I guess it was just such a different episode, and we wouldn't. It was so wacky, balls to the wall, crazy that we don't really get like an episode like this from what I can remember. For a while, at least.
All the band episodes are crazy, and like all the band episodes kind of changed the formula a bit.
Yeah, what are they like? The Christmas, the one that like was supposed to air after this.
Probably out of all of them, the Christmas one's the most tamed.
With Santa Claus.
Because the Dratini episode, even that, like the formula's a bit different there.
Guns, and then the Beauty of the Beach is by its own right pretty damn good episode.
That's the one when they had all like the Pokemon like waiters.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like a good. That also kind of changed the formula a little bit.
Waiter.
I guess like the sexuality of the Beauty and the Beach. The gun usage in Legend of Dratini. And this, where it actually calls like people to have like a bodily reaction.
But do you know what us four should do? We should make live action recreations of the band episodes.
Maybe not the drinks one.
For the modern world.
How does that?
We'll skip the jinx.
We'll skip the jinx.
No. We make them appropriate for today's
like appropriate.
TV.
Okay.
I thought you were saying one of us like wears like a red morph suit and the other one wears a blue, and you just run around the circle.
So we recreate them for like so that they could be aired today, but live action.
Yes.
So we get rid of the very grossness, like the real gross stuff in Beauty and the Beach. Like, I still have that gross image of when Misty gets like rained on by the
with a Squirtle in a UFO costume.
Just to continue a bit, I guess Pokemon has always been weird. I think we don't. I think it's because we consider it quite normal now, but it's always been like a weird show, and it's tried to do different things with the anime and with the series, with the Pokemon themselves. They've always been like, like they've tried different things. And I think for, especially, well, not even this episode, besides the seizures it was like fun, right?
It's a very it's a safe standard
just like a
episode
normal
besides the
episode.
seizures. Yeah, it's a normal episode. There's
Yeah.
nothing about it that should warrant it being banned other than the seizures.
If, of course, I understand why, because they can't really re-air it even with the slowed down frame rates and stuff, just because
People
kids would
freak
have
out.
been triggered by it,
Yeah.
and parents would have been like, "Oh, you're watching that show that they're showing it again? I can't believe they're showing it again."
Yeah,
and
just
stuff
the
like that.
publicity would
It would be terrible. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I know what Pokemon needs to do.
What?
What's that, Logan?
Okay, because I bet they're still doing that. I bet we could watch a Pokemon episode right now and probably predict what it was going to be about, right? Like even
Yeah.
of the modern series.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what they need to do is they need a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know what other cartoons have done this, but probably have. They need a spin-off that can tell a more like adult or maybe more
Yeah.
serious story. That's
Logan.
yeah.
You are saying things that the Pokemon community have been saying for years
So
on
really.
the forums.
That's
Oh, the
forums! But seriously, that's
Forums!
what news from the forums. But
The forums that are open.
that's what they need. I think that's like because I can imagine I can't like. We might get there. We probably will get there because I want to see
There-
Mudkip on
There
screen.
was a big point
So
in
I'm-
there's a big point in the video games, Logan, on 5th generation, which I don't think you've played those games, where they tried to make it more mature.
Is that
The story-
black and white?
Yeah, the storyline was more mature. The characters you play as are like teenagers, not kids.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was to make it more mature, but it got bad backlash, those games, because of like the designs of the Pokemon
Yeah,
and like things
exactly.
like
But
that.
it was like
So it's never gonna happen.
it was because
But it
they
was but
jammed.
going back, there's such
But
good
I'm not
games.
saying
Yeah.
that the games have to do that.
Right,
I'm
you wanna
saying
see it
they,
from the anime.
they could just make a completely separate spin-off anime.
They have that. Oh, they have
Twilight
Pokemon.
Wings?
Not that one. The one before that.
the
about-
advertising red and blue
no, there was the ones that went through every region.
Origins.
Was it Origins?
Pokemon Origins.
Went
yeah.
through every
Origins
region.
Origins is the first region.
No,
you
that's-
mean
that's
you,
Red and Blue
you're
one.
thinking?
You know what I'm thinking of, right?
It's
That is every single game. It was like the events from the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
and it was an anime style.
Legacy
And it was like
is-
it was quite mature.
It's not Twilight Wings, but it's the other one. That's
Yeah,
like
it's one
that.
before
Because
that.
Digimon basically did that, right? They've got like
Yeah.
a spin-off
and
that's a bit
it
more
went
adult.
so well for Digimon.
Did
It
actually?
didn't go well.
Oh, okay.
The thing with Digimon was that they made them get older, and then they made them boring as well.
Because I think that's the thing. Like, I think the reason why I could go back to Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z so much more often is because of the arcs.
Yeah.
Like, there's way more fascinating like story arcs and
Yeah.
beats in each of them that make it. Whereas there's no real arcs in Pokemon. It's kind of just regions where they do the exact same thing in each region.
I
I'm
would
guessing.
say, I would say that is
Pokemon Generations.
Pokemon Generations.
Oh my God, we
like
got there.
Sonic Generations.
And those, yeah, it was.
We're
like,
gonna get some new Sonic content this year.
Oh
Look into the
yeah,
movie.
A new Sonic TV show kind of around in that movie world could be pretty cool.
yeah, that would be good.
Has everyone said the final thoughts?
Yeah.
Do you want to give us your
yeah.
unsung hero?
Unsung hero of the week. Well, I think because it truly is an unsung hero, Porygon.
Yeah,
obviously,
good on you.
because not in the anime at all. But then
Keep your head out,
yeah,
hiking.
keep your head held up hiking.
You'll be back one day,
I
mate.
think another unsung hero, where it potentially could have made this episode, is Mecha digitalized Jenny.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
yeah.
in the first South Park episode.
I should have been
writing
writing.
Barbara Streisand.
Oh my
Mecha-
gosh.
Megazilla crossover.
that would have been great.
We should actually do a Dexperience episode where we all just write scripts
Oh,
for a Pokemon episode
And read them out
and
to
then
each
like
other.
act them out as a group.
that's fun.
Yeah,
we need
that
like
would
a
be
5-minute
fun.
scene. That'd be good.
That is fun idea.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you could do like a whole. You could probably read that Pokemon script in like of the episode we just watched in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh,
just
easily.
because-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fun.
that was our episode on Electric Solder Porygon. Join us next week for Pikachu's Goodbye.
Oh,
It's the
Yeah.
end. Oh
It's
my!
Pikachu
Imagine
leaving.
being a kid and watching that and be like, "Oh, it's the end of Pokemon."
Pikachu's Goodbye. What
Yeah.
can that even mean?
I have no idea. I know it's meant to be sad, but I don't know why.
What does it
Okay.
mean?
There's this like, you know how there's this like want for like you're saying this mature story.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do that where we write like a short, like script thing?
So you mean like
Like,
as
bring it in.
fans, we kind of create some
A sort of
fiction?
fiction?
Yeah,
out
I
of
feel like
it?
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I
Of, like,
think,
using the
you already
characters.
got some of that backed up, don't
Don't you have a
Oliver?
fan fiction?
I
Oliver?
do. When I was
Maybe we can read that out.
when I was
Yeah.
12 years. I mean, it's not very good.
That's okay.
I rewrote it.
That's okay. That could be a start.
That's fine. We can read it.
I feel like that's a fun idea though.
Yeah.
You know, for us to like do like a mature.
I can show
what
you
we
about
wanna see.
my Pokemon RP when I was at Poke University on the Bulba Garden
Was
forum.
it on the forum? On that that note, Dexters, thanks for watching.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much.
Dexters, make sure you email us at the Dexperience@gmail.com. That is the Dexperience@gmail.com.
Follow us on our Facebook, and please leave a review on your podcasting platforms of choice because it's always fun to see.
And
those.
If you're in Wellington or just in New Zealand based, please come and see our live podcast at the Fringe
Yeah,
Festival.
March
March
20th.
20th of January.
This might be the last episode where we
Probably
You
probably
probably
plug that
yeah.
before
plug it because
it's out. Yeah.
before it's out. Yeah.
We're right now, like we're like in early January, and we are half booked
Mid-January.
out.
Mid-January.
Mid-January.
We're half booked out.
Brilliant.
So get
Get your
those
tickets
tickets
fast.
in if you
Yeah.
if you're listening. It'll
Yeah.
be a fun time. We'll have like audience questions at the end, or questions
Just-
and comments.
It's-
And just make sure you watch the movie so you understand what's
Yeah,
going
watch
on.
the
Yeah.
movie
It's only
beforehand,
it's booked in for an hour, but we'll be there before the hour and we'll be there after the hour.
It's a little casual thing. We could
Yeah.
chat before, we could chat after.
It's like it's $5.
Come and hang out.
It's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
Koha.
But on that note, Logan,
And then,
take it away.
If you're listening during the day, I hope you have a good rest of the day. And if you're listening in the evening, have a good night. See you, Dexter.
Bye-bye.
Dexters!
Porygon,
We love you.
Dexperience. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes too.
Dexperience. Digimon.
Dexperience.
If you're watching during the day, have a good day.
Dexperience.
Have a good night.
Dexperience.
Live your dreams.
Dexperience.
Everything you could want.
Dexperience.
Everything that you need.
Dex.